Alright guys, how you doing? In this video I'm going to be doing a little bit more work on my HPI Savage XL. I don't know if you saw my last video, but it got the better of me. I got a little bit excited and I kind of gave up because RC's got to be fun, and the minute you stop having fun, that's time to put your tools down and do something else. But I've had a few nights sleep, I've got a better frame of mind. So as far as I know, all that I need to get this thing running is servo. So some people say one of the big plus points with Nitro is you haven't got all the batteries to charge. I'm not too sure. I mean, to get this thing running, I need receiver pack, glow starter, battery for my charger. With the electric, all I need is one battery for it to run. Alright, so I've plugged in a battery pack and I found the transmitter. Let's see if we've got any power. Got this little servo here. I know that definitely works. Hey! Right, so radio works. Nah, that's definitely faulty. I mean, this is supposed to be a super duper fast and talky servo. Look, and I can just overpower it. So yeah, that servo definitely dead. So let's try the Samwa. It's working. Not sure why I took it out all them years ago, but alright, so that could be the steering servo. And I've got another RJX. Really good servos, guys. I got this in my Hyper VS buggy. I used to have a Goblin helicopter, and I used to be in that. And the reason I ran these servos was I used to crash it so often, smash the thing up every bloody day. These were one of the only servos that actually survived, and they're super fast. I mean, the speed is like 0.05 or something crazy, and about 21 kilos of torque. It moves one way, but not the other. Yeah, so that one's dead. Alright, so we're going to go with the Samwa, and I think one of these for the throttle. Alright, I'm going to try and not let this thing get the better of me again, guys. But you never know, these things are an absolute pig to work on. I never really enjoy working on these things, but I'm going to try and hold it all together. I see a lot of people say in the comments, why do I wear gloves? Well, I don't want my hands to look like this. Man, these things really are such a pig to work on. I mean, I've got to try and get this servo horn onto this arm, which is in here, and there's just no room. I don't know how Steve gets his fingers in there. So I want to keep one Nitro, so I'm going to keep this thing. I'm not going to chuck it away. It's been my favourite RC car for so many years that I can't just bin it. Alright, so now we've got a servo that centre that servo. So a bit of power on, plug him in there. So next we've got to make sure that the steering trim is in the centre, which we are. We can centre up our steering. Oh, this thing is bent. Hold on. Always use the right tools for the job, guys. Haha, check it out. Alright, so now we can centre up our wheels and stick this servo horn back on here. Alright, now next, throttle servo. So these are the Ripmax Quartz QZ 502. Really good servos. ASD uses these. I've not tried one yet myself. This is going to be the first time. But from what I've seen so far, really, really good servos. Other than you can't get into the stupid box. Alright. Everything is so tight, you can't get your fingers in there. This tiny little hole where this electrical wire is supposed to go through. It's almost impossible to get the lead through. That servo plug there, it's got to come out of that hole. And where they've made this box so tight, you just can't get it out at a straight angle. And I'll tell you, I've damaged so many servo leads in my time trying to get this lead through this stupid little hole here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love working on RC cars, I love working on anything mechanical, I love engines, all of that. I mean, this thing just gets the better of me. I mean, I just don't enjoy working on it. I really don't enjoy working on the thing. So I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm still going to keep this thing. I'm going to use it every now and then. But definitely, I'm not going to use it very often, guys. And now, I've got to get this wire down in here, in like somewhere where it's like impossible to almost reach. Well, now you're supposed to get this cable through this stupid little hole that's halfway up the chassis. You can't get your fingers in, you can't see it, and then the hole is so small that it barely fits. It's almost like a Chinese puzzle. Well, I'm not trying to come across as negative, guys. I'm always a positive sort of person, but working on this thing just sucks the life out of me. And guys, I only, when I put these videos up, you're just seeing little snippets. You're not seeing the whole entire video. If I actually uploaded the whole video and didn't cut bits out, it would be like a 3-hour long video every time. But look how tight that is. I mean, just barely even the cable. You've got to force the cable through that hole. Again, I've got to make sure that the throttle trim is in the middle. And it doesn't work. Alright, so I've got a better battery pack here. This is a 5-cell, 6-volt, which is going to be a lot more power than these silly little AAs. This is just a little test pack. If there's any of you guys that still use these things in your nitros, don't. I mean, they put these things in with most ready-to-runs because they're cheap, but they're not reliable. The batteries come out easy. There's not much power in them, and I just wouldn't run them. Straight away, first modification I would do is get one of these. But make sure you check the voltage, make sure that your servos and all your other stuff can take the voltage on there. If not, just get a 4-cell pack. It's got the same voltage as that. So, let's plug him in. Right, see, look at that. See how much more power we got now. And then we can stick this on. We want to make sure that the throttle's in the closed position, which is somewhere around about, I don't know. Alright, so that's all in. It's all working. We got throttle. We got, brakes are going on, but they've gone so soft. We're going to have to take this apart and have a look what's going on in here. And I'm not looking forward to that because look, this has gone so soft. And what the problem is that these screws come loose and this whole bloody mechanism goes soft. And you can get at that screw, kinda, but you can't get to that screw in there without taking this whole gearbox out. So now I've got to try and get all this back in here and hopefully not get upset in the process. Alright, so I got it all back together. Didn't get too angry, guys, which was good. And got a new battery in there, that's working. We've got all the throttle working, we've got the brakes working. This thing's all tight again. Hopefully now with them bigger screws in there, that's going to stay tight. Otherwise it's new housing time. Alright, let's see if we can start this thing up. So the fuel that's in here, that's been in there for, I don't know. Buddy tried to get this thing running not that long ago actually. And that's still the same fuel in there. So that fuel's probably about 6 months old. Turns over. I think we should probably treat him to a new glow plug. Right, well the fuel sucked through. That's a pretty good start. Alright, let's get out in the workshop and see if it'll fire up. Alright, here we go. Alright, so I'm going to call it a day for now. I think it will start. I think I've got to take the carburetor off. I've got to clean it all out. I think it's got a lot of old fuel in there and it must have all gunked up and the fuel's not going in the engine properly. But the video's been long enough now. I've had enough for today. I might have a little look later on in the week and try and get this thing running. And then we might take it out and give it a little bashing. Alright guys, hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, smash the bell button to stay notified. See you soon.